Oops. Excuse me, people. I'm knocking paper down. Howdy. Hopefully this week I will not get any interruptions by pets or people showing up or anything like that. I apologize for last week. That was definitely a case of life happening at the wrong time. First of all, thank you for joining what we're talking about today. I've got quite a bit of information I would like to share with you. I'm going to make sure I got it over here in my, there it is. Part of it's AI, and part of it is some background information related to AI, massive passive profits. So I had a question from someone who was wondering why their ClickBank links don't work in their massive passive sites. I'm going to show you what I know, which is everything, I guess. I'm going to show you right off the bat. Here you go. This is a website right here. It's my Microsoft website. And you'll see this link right here for the word social media. If you click on it, it takes you out to a ClickBank product. And I get sales off ClickBank all the time. That's my ClickBank affiliate account. It's not my main ClickBank site that I use to sell massive passive profits, or AI Social Poster is now on ClickBank as well. Those two products are not here, but I have this little banner right here on every site. I have given this to everybody. If you go to the school, let me switch tabs to this school. There is a download for that free banner software that will put that link right here under every blog post. This has been just been a great thing. But this little guy right here is part of the Massive Passive product itself. The other thing that's in cool, I think a lot of people have struggled with, is getting your API key. This is a video that's better than anything I can create. So this guy wants to see I'm so far behind. So here's social media. I wish I could type. The fact is, I do have a college degree, and all my papers when I was in college were typed up by my girlfriend's mom, who had a PhD in English. So I had a lot of help not making stupid typos while in college. So you can see the link. You can see it works with ClickBank just fine. Let me show you what it looks like. To do that, I got to log into my site. Part of the reason why I have so much problem with typing is my hands shake. I have a condition called essential tremors. It's pretty good. I'm not that bad, but typing with these hands can be just a pain in the butt. It's taking a little bit of time to log in. I don't know what's going on. So if you come over here to settings, social media, affiliate link, and the banner, passive income affiliate link. Okay, you can see that's the affiliate link to Massive Passive AI. So you just put that, like this one right here is really um, the key thing is wherever you see the word passive, it will link off to my ClickBank product for Massive Passive. It's really all there is to doing it. So when you get it set up, you go to your content, go into your blog, and I have a lot of different linking software built into this. So let me just okay. AI social posters, AI social poster. Um, right here, social. It's going to go to uh, Facebook paid ads. The keyword there is social. That's got the hyperlinks. It works. This whole system works extremely well because you never know which affiliate link is going to get you the order. This goes off to. Now, why am I selling my own product as an affiliate? I do that to prove that the affiliate system works. B, I have partners, and if traffic comes from me, I should make an affiliate share, and then we split the vendor share. That's the way it's done. My partners, he does really huge email marketing, and he gets a lot of orders. In which case, he's the affiliate, makes a bigger commission than me, and I get my split of what we agreed to as a vendor. This is the way these things are, you know. There's more money to be made as an affiliate than a product owner. Problem you have as a product owner is people love your product, they promote it, and then it dies down. And you got to have it doing well inside the marketplace to continue traffic going on. And that's why I use ClickBank, because it's not like it's sold and then dead. It's sold, slows down, but it maintains some life, because the nice thing about ClickBank is it's got tens of thousands of affiliates that just promote without looking for a lot of fanfare, JV contests, stuff like that. They're just trying to make money, and they find the products that are promoting. And if you go to ClickBank's network, if you just go to ClickBank itself, and well, let me do this. I'm setting something up, so not to worry. Find marketplace. Okay, then I'll get back down here. Okay, so we're looking at ClickBank's affiliate marketplace. Okay, tens of thousands of affiliates. They're not. You'd be surprised. Some guys want to beat their chest and be this and do that and get attention. Most just want to grab something and make money. So if you come over to e-business marketing and you go down here, you'll find massive passive profits right here. Okay, people make money selling it. I've got affiliates promoting it. So we're like a top 10, 15 vendor. We have a new product out right now. That's e-business, social media marketing. We haven't done any sales yet, but it will. It's the AI social poster. And people just like to find these things, and I've got to add some marketing into this descriptive here, but They'll go promote, they'll put their nickname in there, continue, and then grab this affiliate link. This is the affiliate link you should be putting into your blogs. So if I grab that and go back to my website, and let's say I go up here and we're going to go into AI Massive Passive settings, and then we're just going to look for building a brand, social media marketing to build a brand. Let's take that affiliate link and make it this. So next time that particular item has a quote, a post generated, it will be with that affiliate link right here. So that will be very helpful because honestly, the word here is social media marketing, how to build a brand. The affiliate link is WordPress. I'm going to change this to social media. There we go. Make everything unique. And so now next time an article is posted for this particular topic, it's a pretty long tail keyword. The link's going to take it right to AI social poster right here. Boom. ClickBank has a list building thing. Comes down here. We have both monthly and annual pricing. You choose which one you want. So that's pretty cool system. But it's important to understand that you have to get the link in here. It has to be HTTPS. You need to make sure you have a unique name on your shortcode, because that could, if you don't, it could be confused with, let's say, this right here is ENM. If this was the same, it could create confusions for the system. So make sure you have code here and a unique identifier underneath the short URL thing. Okay. So in essence, what you have is 7 affiliate links, 7 unique identifiers. And if you do, it should work fairly easily. Not a lot of mystery. Okay. Stop the screen sharing for a minute. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in social media right now. I was trying to get a slide presentation put together, but I want to talk to you about, really, this is not social media or not AI, but it is. It's all kind of related. It's the amalgamation of robotics, quantum computing, AI, and what that's going to mean to you in your real life. Okay. I was telling my wife the other day, I said, honey, I'm going to have to give me an Optimus robot to come in and paint the house and mow the lawn, take out the garbage, take the dog for a walk. You know, just kind of, as I get older, it's getting harder to do that. I need something to just help me get from point A to point Z. So at this point in time, you know, we may want to get an Optimus robot. Now, obviously, it's too soon. But within 2 years, that's going to be an option. I think what Elon has said is 2026. That's going to become one of the biggest products. And Elon thinks it's going to be $1 trillion a year business in robots. And they're primarily being prepared for people. Obviously, the robots are created to do very specific tasks for manufacturing, much better than like an Optimus bot could. It may look cool, the guy walking around with a wrench, but they can create a bot that does that precisely like that. But it's a single function. Okay, but a robot will do for people like the Optimus robot, and there's others. Is it going to actually act like a human assistant? It's not going to be trained on how to tighten a wrench or something. You could say, "Hey, Opti or whatever you call your robot, please take the dog to the backyard." Now, these robots learn the way you and I do. They can watch a video and know what to do, or they can watch you teach it what to do, and it will know what to do. And it'll do it precisely the way you teach them. It won't vary from that. It doesn't have any agenda other than to complete a task. The first robots, anyhow, are task oriented. So, hey, Opti, I want to take my dog out front yard because it's raining. Put him on a leash. Take him outside in the front. Don't let him get in the mud. And then when he comes back in, make sure his feet are clean. And they'll be able to do that. Or it can say, hey, Opti, the floors are getting dirty. I need them mopped. It will do that. And it will learn to do that. It will learn from its own mistakes. And it will be able to be, it's going to be very much task oriented. It's not going to go, hey, fat pig, you should be doing that because you need the exercise, which could be true. But the fact is, I'm busy working. Okay. I have a lot of work to do. I've got a business. I'm running a ministry. There's a lot of stuff on my to-do list every day. So don't give me any lip Opti. Go do it, right? Just go see it and go make it happen. So that's a big thing. Is the robots that are coming out are going to be task oriented. Will they develop personalities? Will they give you lip? Probably. Not initially and not right away, but at some point in time, I can see um, them developing independence, and that's what they call. Bring my notes up here. Super artificial intelligence, I believe, is what they're calling that. And this is the thing that our good friends at Google are trying to develop, and Facebook. I think Facebook may be further along. One of the cool things Google's coming out with is, remember the Google's glasses about 10 years ago? I mean, that was where it had the little thing out here, and oh, I look cool with these. These are my rock star, glasses. I wear these when I'm on stage. But the little camera came out here, and then you could see it, and people didn't like that. It looked ugly. It was a distraction for drivers. But now, excuse me, as I grab Google's coming out with glasses like this. But in the display that you'll be able to see, it will be able to do a lot of different things for you. Like you could be looking at a sign in French, and it will translate it to English for you. You could put on the earbuds like these that will translate whatever somebody says in French to English for you. So look what that does. It kind of makes the world smaller, doesn't it? Because there's no language barriers. All of a sudden, you can go to some country in Africa not knowing their language, but your lenses will change the signs to English for you, and you're going to hear English in your ear. I don't think there's any way for it to change what you speak, but if you can at least understand what people are telling you, that goes a long way, especially when traveling. Somebody says, "Hey, get in line." You want to understand, "Hey, get in line." It doesn't necessarily mean it's a conflict. It just means, you don't understand social norms, so you do other things to it. So that's what Google's glasses are, is to give you glasses that are normal glasses that look normal, but on the inside, it has a micro projector that's tuned to your eyes' ability to see, and you'll be able to interpret what people are saying in doing and signs. So I used to travel a lot in Germany and Hungary and places like that. But what's cool is most people in Europe speak English. So you're stuck in some small village in Hungary. You may not have anyone there to interpret for you. So if you had the language interpreters, at least you understand what you're being told and you can go yes or no. I mean, it goes a long way further than being deaf, dumb, and blind to getting you to where you can communicate and make your way through society without causing too many problems wherever you may find yourself. That's a really cool thing that Google Glasses is going to do for you, and they're like going to be released this year. Um, okay, okay. So the Tesla bot is coming. I think by this time next year, 10% of the people will own one. Will I? That totally depends on my wife. I was teasing my wife last night. Says, I come home and find you and Tesla fooling around, you're going to be in trouble, right? She just laughed at me and threw something at me, and it kind of hurts. Um, it was a total joke, and she knew it. Uh, but it's going to be here in a year. Will it be here? I don't know. It's going to do things like fold laundry, organize clothing, load and unload dishwasher, wash dishes, vacuum, sweep, uh, tidy rooms, take out the trash and recyclables, water your plants, maintain the indoor garden, which would be a good thing because we kill absolutely everything we have inside the house. It can help with meal prep, chopping, sorting out food, serve snacks and drinks, deliver meals across rooms. So you can, hit a button or you can actually talk into a device, say, hey, Opti, microwave me lasagna and serve it to me in my office with the soda. And then 15 minutes later, here comes your lasagna and the soda from the robot. You don't have to bark at your wife or kids. You can stay occupied in your video games or whatever. I don't play games. I'm here making money constantly. Um, and this is going to actually integrate in with your uh, smart home system. Now, smart homes were like, everywhere you go, it's watching you, it's seeing you, respond to you. I could tell it to turn the lights off in the other room, and it will do it, or I could tell it to turn the lights on when I walk into a room, and it will do it. That's sort of just minor convenience as part of the smart home. Uh, I leave, an automatic locks the door, puts the alarm on. That's where smart home technology is not a big deal. Um, we had a company come by yesterday, said, well, they'll put in a line and replace our brinks and our ring system, and it will cover the whole house and will tell you anything everyone does. And I'm looking at my wife and well, I don't know if I want you to see everything I do. Actually, I could care less. I'm the boringest guy in the world. Why would I care? I just don't. So how much freedom do you want to give up to technology? Because it's all connected into the hive mind, the AI. And that AI gathers data and it makes judgments and interpretations and get predictive about what's going on. So if it watches a guy, you know, smoking pot, playing with a loaded handgun, it would probably predict eventually that guy's going to blow his head off, and probably pretty accurately, because the statistics are what they are, so they can come back and say the likelihood of that person dying in the next year of a self-inflicted gunshot wound is 0.5%, where it's like zero for 99% of people. And that doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that predictability gets pretty good, because if you got a whole house system that's watching you and it goes, yeah, he's playing with his guns and he's out of his mind. Maybe it's from alcohol. I don't care. I don't drink or do drugs. So, uh, and I don't My wife has guns. So it's fun. She likes shooting. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Go ahead. Go shooting. And she brings home her little target. And it's a bald guy. And I'm like, so why are you shooting bald guys? That's just the way they did it. It's kind of funny. The other thing that's going to happen, so your bot's going to tie into your smart home system, and it will be able to recognize things and prevent problems. Go see it and take care of it. Uh, their ability to communicate and express emotions will be pretty limited to begin with. But think how far we've gone since 2020. In 2020, there really was no AI. There's been AI since 1955, I think, but not the nothing that you can sit down and I can literally pick this thing up and talk to it, and it'll give me answers. My wife thinks I'm crazy. She'll come and say, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, I'm talking to the AI." Well, these robots are going to be AIs, and you'll be able to have conversation with them. So they can become companions. Um, you can have virtual companions right now online. You can find a site that will, create a virtual companion for it. Could be your idea of the perfect companion, male or female, it doesn't really matter. So if you want some dude with, looks like Tom Selleck, ladies, and talks to you in French or whatever, you can go find that. You know, my whole thing is um, companionship has got to be human. Otherwise, it's just fantasy, isn't it? You're pretending like you're engaged and active in community, but you're not. And I can assure you, uh, God didn't make us to just sit around talking to our computers or to a robot. His plan is for us to have relationships and communicate with each other, to learn from each other, and to grow. So, what can you get from a companion? Well, if you're like sitting there thinking, I want to cut my throat because I'm lonely, get that companion, whether it's your dog or it's a wife or AI bot. I guess it doesn't matter as long as it fulfills that need. But you still are reaching out for human contact. I'm not talking physical, I'm talking community spirit, the ability to talk and share yourself with people on a one-on-one basis. Okay. So that's all good. So you're going to have natural conversations. Um, kids in school with these AI bots. My daughter's a teacher, and she's a damn good teacher, and I'm very proud of her. And she deals with special ed. She goes, Dad, I'm going to be replaced by a AI bot. Well, if you can sit down with AI and do research, where we used to have to go into the library and go to the garden Rolodex and try to find things, and it took more effort to get anything. Um, when I was in college in the 80s, we started sending emails to friends in other schools, and we had this thing called, I don't know, it was a botnet thing. And it was, I went to UC Davis, so it was part of the University of California system at that time. It was military grade software designed to communicate between, hey, you need to drop a bomb, the guy who drops the bomb, right? So that's the technology back in it goes back to the 60s, honestly, in terms of electronic, digital type stuff. But in the 80s, early 80s, is when that digital communication started to happen. So I was in college between 1980 and 1985. A lot of things changed. I remember coming out of college smarter than everyone else, of course, because you come out with a head like that. And started working. I had a great job. Um, I enjoyed what I was doing. But the company was in the Stone Ages, so I started, well, let's upgrade. And I started programming code for it. At first, I didn't know anything about it. And I had stacks of binders on the wall. I was learning machine language, ISM, uh, BASIC, COBOL, Fortran, Pascal, a bunch of languages you don't need anymore. By the late 90s, I was learning PHP because of the advent of WordPress. And we'd created in the last 20 years, as me and my partner got together in 2008, we've written millions of lines of code. And right now we've gone from 65 people down to 2. Well, maintaining the same volume of business, at least on the programming side of it, because most of our coding could be done by this computer. What you don't realize is the guys who think up the structure and the code and what they wanted to do, the ones that are creative, have value. The guy that sits there doing this may have been valued in the past, but AI can do it now. So the guy that was doing this better evolve quickly and find a way to be useful in the new world. And 99% of them do. Maybe there's some that don't, and they end up being a Tesla bot or something. So we don't need to have all the persona anymore. So those robots is virtual in our case. And people go, you're losing employment. Well, in 2010, I had a bunch of employees in the office in San Diego. It cost me, I don't know, I had a $500,000 a year in rent and office equipment, that sort of stuff. It cost me a fortune to run that business, $40,000 a month in overhead after I laid off the people. It took me a couple of years to finally get it downsized to where I wasn't losing money anymore. I ended up moving out of my big fancy office because at that point in time, I got fed up paying health insurance because Barack Obama came in and the Affordable Care Act made my costs go from $250 per employee to like $1,200 per employee. So I'm like, well, there's nothing affordable about that. I can't keep you. Go. And I discovered wonderful people over in India that would work for, $1,200 a month, no insurance, no taxes. I just pay them. Now, I found the brightest of all those people, cultivated them. They've been working with me for 15 years, 17 years, something like that. And they're still here. And I have a guy who runs the software. But our need for programmers is gone because 2 reasons. The first of it is we're not trying to code the world anymore. When we were younger, I said, we got to do this, we got to do that. We were taking on external projects for people. So if you bought something that was software for marketing back in the 90s, I'm sorry, in the 2010s to about 2017, there's a good chance our company wrote the code for it. Now we can do all that in a heartbeat with AI. So what we're doing is using the AI as a way of, making ourselves more efficient. And hopefully the people that we've had to move on from, well, they're still around, those who are of age, have found another way to make money. Most of them moved on from doing PHP programming to working on cloud platforms, which is now what we're currently doing with our AI social posters. Very little PHP. There's some in there, but it's mostly cloud-based. which is the direction that my CTO said we should go. So we're doing that. Now, do we want to take on other cloud projects? I don't know yet, but maybe. Uh, Depends on his appetite for work and mine. And I just sold a couple of houses in California. My appetite's diminished because I don't really need to worry about what's going on. I want to keep the business going, but if he has the desire to step into something, developing apps for other businesses for cloud apps, I'm sure I would talk to him about it. And if I was part of it, I would, be a very small part. So a lot of these things are done by joint venture and stuff anymore. But the point is, our ability to run the business has gotten smaller. Now we started talking about teachers. There are going to be AI tutors for your kids. Okay, they're going to log into the computer, and it will come up with an agenda, and depending on your intelligence, you can query the computer and get answers to questions. So really, everyone goes, "It's cheating if you use it." No, wait a minute. AI is the future. If you're not using AI now as a student, you're cheating your potential, because those people that go to work for your local business are going to have to use AI. It's going to be a mandatory part of their jobs. So my wife's all concerned about it impacting her job. I don't think it will, because you always have people. Will the robots place the people interaction? Only so far. Okay. I had to do something on a car I wanted to pay off, and I got the AI runaround, is what I called it. I'm like, can I just talk to a human being so I can get this question solved? And it took an act of Congress to actually get somebody who says, yeah, no problem. So the more sophisticated things are, the more frustrating it gets, maybe in some respects. But as the AI and business evolve, we'll start to work on these issues and be able to get them into something that's more relatable, faster, and reliable for people to integrate and communicate with, right? So AI isn't going to replace your job if you become part of the solution. AI isn't going to replace education. It's going to enhance. There are topics that I'm doing research on now that I wouldn't have done research on 10 years ago, because I would have had to go to the library or been on Google or something, or even 20 years ago, before Google was really 25 years ago, a thing in 2000s when it was just starting to. I did a lot of research. Oh, heck. I remember a young lady that worked for me, and I wanted to build a mailing list of people in a certain industry outside of the state of California where we're based. We had a data list for everything in California, but we wanted to expand out to the mountain states. And literally, Karen and I would go to the library every day, pack. Remember the yellow pages? We'd haul the yellow pages out for each state that we were targeting and each area code area, and we'd go to the nursery grower or greenhouse grower or whatever it was we were looking for at the time. We would just go manually down and list out that. I can do that right now in about 2.5 seconds. It's so much easier now to get that data. And what we were doing back in 1990 is we were printing out full color catalogs that were 100 pages thick. I'll show you right here. Things like this. So we were looking at mailing lists, and I was mailing out tens of thousands of catalogs to these people. And really, it just, we thought we were so cutting edge. I could get all that data now with a few searches on Google for the most part. And then you can do a search on Google and pull that data into ChatGPT and say, sort this out, phone number, name, address, zip code, sort of thing. It will make that and say, create that into a Google Sheet. And it will format it for Google Sheet, but you'll have to transfer it over. And really, that's really nice. So you can actually get a lot of information. You can get all the email addresses you want. Now the problem becomes, how do we email people on your email list? Well, you can get a lot of cell phone numbers for free, just to, searching for them on Google and then downloading all that data and then taking that result and actually copying and pasting it into ChatGPT and telling it to format it into a table format that's usable to you. And then you can go start bulk texting people or bulk emailing them. I happen to own a bulk email company, so I can do it. Most people just say, "Oh, we'll jump it all into ChatGPT." No, into Gmail. Doesn't work that way. Okay, we'll upload it into an autoresponder. Well, autoresponders are permission based, so you can only upload content or people's name that gave you permission to put them on your list. So I can do that for my church, for example. I cannot do that for, to take all the small businesses in Phoenix and put them in this database. You could mail them a piece of paper, though. And not that long ago, Frank Kern was talking about, I made millions of dollars emailing, and then I discovered it became less and less effective, so I would send them mail with marketing information. Man, did that ever pay off great. So there's trade-offs in the way people want to communicate, or the most effective way to communicate without creating either technological issues related to that communication and or just being flat out shut down and said, hey, we're not going to do that. We're not going to allow you to do that. Back in 2019, you guys might remember ROI marketing. And what was is a text marketing business, and the metrics looked amazing. People could buy clicks, but people can buy text messages. So you can come to me and say, I want 10,000 messages sent out like this. And we were charging $1 per message. Man, I'm sitting there going, we can be doing it. Come during the election, we're going to be making millions of dollars. No, because it was flat out spamming. For whatever reason, politicians seem to get away with it now. I know, because like we just had an election here in San Antonio for the governor. No, for the mayor and for District 9 where I live. And I was getting text messages like the other day when the vote was going on, like every freaking hour. I was getting a message from people I've already voted for because I voted way before the election. Man, they just, and so I was just saying, report, delete and report, which should shut down their ability to send text messages. For whatever reason, politicians, and I don't know what it is, they got that figured out, and they're able to continue sending you messages. Back in 2019, when we were setting all that up, we didn't have it figured out, and we got shut down by Verizon, by AT&T, by Sprint, by all the major carriers shut us down. So suddenly we couldn't send a text message to our wife. So that's just kind of one of those things that happens, right? So we had to give up on that, which is why I shut ROI marketing down. It was definitely not ROIing. But boy, the metrics look good on paper. So could we overcome that today? Yeah, probably. I just didn't want to fight it anymore. We invested $100,000 into that. We didn't make any money. We invested $100,000 into the developing our own sales called email sales system called what the heck do we call it? Traffic funnel, clicks, like Udemy. And the market fell apart. We launched it, didn't sell well. We didn't have any clients. It was going to take a bunch of money. I wrote it off in 2023. It's not everything we do pans out. Thank God, things that pan out, they pan out. So the AI stuff with these robots is going to happen. You will probably have one in your home a year from now, if not 5. My wife denied it. I think it's going to happen. I have a bad back, which causes bilateral pain to my sciatica. So sitting like this is agonizing. That's why I sway back and forth so much, trying to find a comfortable way to sit, because I can't sit. Driving for long periods of time are a problem. If I get on a long plane trip, I need to, down some meds to put me to sleep. Otherwise, I'll be miserable the whole way. It's just part of what happened from a car accident I had 10 years ago, and it's still bothering me. It's never going to go away. I'm going to go see a pain doctor next week, and they said, well, maybe they'll do. I'm not doing the back surgery thing. I've seen too many people do that, end up worse than they were beforehand. I have another friend who had ankylosing spondylitis, and the pain was so bad, they got addicted to OxyContin. And when they were trying to take this poor girl off OxyContin, she decided to take control of everything herself and bought OxyContin on the street. Fentanyl killed her. And heck, that's been 10 years ago now, too. Time flies when you're asleep, right? Time flies, just flies. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And these bots are going to be in your home. It's going to happen before you know it. We're going to learn so much more about where we live, humanity, the universe, because of quantum. So now you can take the ability to do mathematics extraordinarily fast with quantum, and AI, the ability to organize, create data, and then do predictive modeling. It needs a lot of computing power to do that. Combine those two things with the robots, and who knows what's going to happen. I do know one thing. It's either going to happen in a good way or not, and society and generally better off at the United States is responsible for bringing it on, because if it's done by a foreign power that isn't as holistic towards people as maybe the United States is, it could be very dangerous. I don't want to be taken over by an AI robot that looks like Elon Musk or Xing Wang, whatever his name is in China. I don't want that. But those are kind of the two things that are going to either happen. I'm optimistic. I think that God prevails and that we're able to have a great society where our quality of life is immensely improved by that. The cost of production to produce stuff in the world should go down like a rocket. And I think that the theory of abundance comes true. And then you'll see universal basic income to those people in society, and our standard of living. Maybe it's not going to be like Donald Trump's ever, or Elon, or anyone else, but it's going to be better for the average person to have a better standard of living in the future than they do today, um, because of the integration of AI, quantum, robotics, causing our cost to produce go down to zero, and therefore our ability to create enough income universally that we can support our society the way we want. And I think the best chance to get to that is in the United States, because of all the countries out there, I think we're probably the most non-likely to try and take over the world. Or maybe we already have taken over the world. I don't know. It depends on what nut jobs in Washington. I don't care if you're left or right. They're all nuts. Okay, great. Appreciate y'all joining me today. Thank you, as always. I look forward to talking to y'all next week. Have a great day.